the board for Hellraisers here, as they are looking pretty good going into this first gun round in terms of the economy. Woxic can have his trusty AWP out. We're certainly firing on all cylinders with that towards the end of Train. Although I believe, Matt, it was kind of mentioned on the desk how Woxic has been missing sometimes with the AWP on Mirage, perhaps not a map that is as comfortable for him, you know, and it's difficult going forward in fairness for, if he's not able to pull it out to a good level, it's difficult for him going forward. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get one immediately to open up here, but left on 6 HP, gets away by the skin of his teeth. Certainly susceptible to going down, but the Bogdan Law, we mentioned it earlier, could come into fruition slightly for him in this case, but there you go. Fortunately, Pasha going to take him down, and Bialy and Snacks opening up over towards B. Make this a very difficult retake indeed here for the Hellraisers side.
Well, Hellraisers, they are left in a 2-on-3 situation. There is a kit to use, and it's looking like they are going to go for it, considering Bondic was able to find that lurk kill and try and target Bialy once together, but Izza, he doesn't wait for his teammate. He takes the aim duel and wins it, and Hellraiser's able to pick up a 2v3 clutch and defuse the bomb just in time. So Hellraisers, that was really sharp on the retake.
Yeah, for sure, but I mean, you have to look to Virtus Pro. They gave those opportunities, you know, on a silver platter to the Hellraisers side. First kill comes in for Bondic over towards Connector, and then Issa, you know, Neo just peeks him on low HP, makes it for an easy kill and brings it into a 2-on-1. I mean, he doesn't have to do that in that situation. You know, he should just play off of his teammate or allow his teammate to play off of him when it's kind of a bit more of a close range fight. But because, you know, Issa was able to hide away in Market, it makes it an easy round for them to secure. And there you go. Riding off a high to start with, but very quickly traded back by Virtus Pro for sure. So you're still in the hands of Dead Fox now, but he will go down to Mihu. So it is a 2-on-3, but certainly a doable one, as Issa again coming alive. The Molotov burns out one, and he manages to pick the kill up onto Mihu. So Neo now in the 1-on-2 situation, a little bit of a repeat from the last round. Hellraisers with plenty of utility again, got that kit in hand. And Neo is kind of in a one-and-done spot here. It's going to be pretty difficult for him once they spot him out. And he can't even get the first. Angel will secure it, and a 5th round on the board for Hellraisers. They are certainly looking very scary here, and I think, you know, it just shows the juxtaposing style that they've got on their CT to T sides, that they are able to pick up a lot of CT rounds very early on.
You spoke about Hellraisers before having a very limited map pool, and in this kind of day and age in Counter-Strike, a lot of teams try and aim to learn as many maps as possible. That's a really difficult task to do, but you can see the disadvantages and the advantages it has of having a limited map pool. First of all, on Train, obviously Hellraiser's not one of their strongest maps, so they struggled on it, but now coming on to Mirage, you can see already 5 rounds in how confident
for Virtus Pro to take. They're going to realise as well as Woxic creeps on in to find this bomb. They've got that bomb control. Pasha does drop him, but it costs him a fair chunk of his HP, and I feel like at this point in time, that is kind of a fair trade-off. You know, to lose a kill, you do a lot of damage, but you also gain a lot of info. Snacks, though, come all the way around from B. They're going to have no idea that he's here. Timing might not work out for him, but he's okay to pick up Angel. Now he's going to be known, and it's a question. They've got to recover this back quickly on the Hellraiser side of things before Snacks becomes a real problem. And there you go. Dead Fox will find it. The spray connects. Now into a 2-on-1. Pasha, 1 bullet from either of these weapons will go down. Trying to go for the plant. But Dead Fox is right there. And perhaps this is what we see a lot of the time from Virtus Pro. As soon as they go down, they just stay down. They don't help themselves. You know, it's kind of Hellraisers are digging their grave, and Virtus Pro, they're just, hand me a spade, I'll give you a hand, you know, and just dig in their own grave as well. It's really not great stuff, in all honesty. That force buy in the previous round puts them in a really awkward situation. Now, Hellraisers should, in theory, get a 7th. Then it'll be another weak buy coming in from Virtus Pro, so they are looking really lost at this point in time.
I just don't understand what happened there. The Snacks, he pulled his knife out. Obviously, must have been a mistake, but in a 2v2 scenario, I mean, you can't be having those keyboard mistakes. Well, nevertheless, it is going to be Hellraisers, like you said, picking up their 6th round, and Woxic Let's see what he can get done. The sitting in connector with the AWP, he has been really sharp tonight. And Dead Fox? Well, he's going to help him out by finding 2 kills, leaving it all up to Bialy. And Bondic, he's going to say goodbye to him as now Hellraisers make it 7-0. And Virtus Pro, you look at that. It's 7-0, and within a second of the round starting, all of them have bought up. All of them have decided to go at the 5 AK, or the 4 AKs, all utility. They don't even think about it. Like, I don't see why they're not pausing.
Yeah, I know. It's just the little things, you know, that make the big differences on this VP side. Sometimes they can get into this kind of mental position where they play as though, not as though they don't want to win, but just they're not bothered if they lose, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? There are a lot of players, especially on the other side of the board, that are very young, that are really competitive, really passionate about it. And I think it's just a case of the candle burning out for Virtus Pro, in all honesty. You know, if they see themselves starting to lose a game, they're not going to put all their energy and their heart and soul into trying to pull the comeback like Hellraisers did over on Train. They're just going to take it as it comes and try to get whatever they can on the board, and it's really just not working out. They only pick up 1 kill in this round, and it's over in seconds. We don't even get to comment on that, as Issa picks up 2, 3 kills, Angel 2 in there as well. I mean, it's crazy, crazy stuff from Hellraisers to just be this dominant so early in the first half.
You look at Izza, he's 15-1. Like, how does that even happen? 15-1. And you look at Virtus Pro, and yeah, like you said, they do have their downfalls and their negatives. But at the same time, you look at Virtus Pro, the name that everyone knows in Counter-Strike history, is now going 8-0 against Hellraisers, and they're bringing absolutely nothing. But I actually really like this coming out from Virtus Pro. They do a smoke execute from outside B apartments all the way towards A to try and pull off a fake, as the bomb is now making its way towards the B bomb site. This is what we love from Virtus Pro. We like the nitty-gritty kind of play that they love to do, and we haven't seen from them. So finally, they're able to get control of this B bomb site, and it's up to Hellraisers to try and retake in a man disadvantage, a 4-on-3 scenario. They don't have much utility to use, and Virtus Pro is looking very promising, like they're going to be able to win out this round.
Yeah, the money still not in, you know, a perfect position for Hellraisers, as you would expect being on that CT side. It's very difficult for CT sides to get up to, you know, the 10 or 16k mark. But still, I feel like they should maybe try and go for this, or take a few guns off the Virtus Pro side. And I think that seems to be what they're going for, with a bit of a passive exit hold coming out from them, to just try and deny a couple more rifles into the next round. Issa, of course, going to take down Neo, but ultimately Virtus Pro get themselves a first round on the board. But again, you have to think of the mental game here, right? They get the first round, but now there's more pressure on them to avoid the reset. And Hellraisers can afford to let that round go and feel confident going into the next round that they are going to get this hard reset onto Virtus Pro and crush them even further into the dirt. So ultimately, it could be a good idea from Hellraisers. We'll see. You know, if Virtus Pro are a little bit more revitalized. We saw this over on Cobblestone. Yes, they ended up losing the map, but when they were in that first half, they were able to come back alive towards the end of it and secure a few more rounds and soften the blow of Hellraisers. So we shall see here. Into round number 10. Full buy from both teams. Woxic, though, of course, getting aggressive over towards middle, picks up the first. We'll go down to Mihu as his position is known, but Issa, is he going to get overlooked here? No, he isn't. Mihu, with 2 on the entry, brings it into a 4-on-3.
Well, it's looking promising once again from Virtus Pro, but not if Bondic has anything to do with it. He's able to find one, looks for the second, and finds it. A fantastic display coming out from the Ukrainian. Leaves it all down to Neo and Mihu, yes. A 2-on-2 scenario, 8Ks in hand. They are going to get the bomb planted towards his A bomb site. It's going to be Mihu once again finding another kill, and it's all down to Dead Fox. And wow, Mihu looking sharp.
It's an ace as well. A round to take, in all fairness, and especially, you know, when your team needs you the most. He just steps up, picks up all 5, puts his team in the backpack. They avoid that reset. And in a sense, you know, string out the Hellraisers economy as well. So, again, like I said, just at the start of that previous round, an opportunity for Virtus Pro to soften the blow here. they're going to be dealt going into the second half. And Hellraisers, yes, they've got 8 on the board so early on, but still on the CT side of Mirage, especially as they are off to as good a start as they are, they're going to want to get more rounds than this. And Virtus.pro have come alive in these past few rounds, riding off the back of that individual play. They pick up 3 quick kills over towards A. A lot of this going to be on Woxic, and there you go, Bialy going to take him down. Unfortunately, Neo already gone down, so no hope of a team ace. Virtus.pro with a 3rd on the board, looking revitalized to get into the latter stages of this first half.
Yeah, it seems like a completely different Virtus.pro that we saw in the first 8 rounds, but nevertheless, the Polish team is striving back. And for Hellraiser's sake, if they can get to 10 rounds on CT, even if Virtus.pro are able to get 7 more rounds on T, they'd still be happy. Obviously, Hellraisers would want more, but they're in such a good position right now that if they get to 10, they can obviously feel that they're in a huge advantage into this match.
Could be another easy round on the board for the Virtus.pro boys. Opening up over towards B. Bialy's got one over towards A ramp. Doesn't want to lose that rifle that he's got in hand. And might just hear Bondik running on through. Tries to take the fight, but going to end up losing it. So that is at least a saving grace coming in for Hellraisers. As long as Bondik is able to get away with this AK. Of course, left on 34 HP. And now in a 1-on-4 situation. Plenty of money for Virtus.pro to hunt him. Certainly could do so. But yeah, 4th round on the board. Virtus.pro here. Not looking too bad. They still need, I feel, at least 1 more, maybe 2 more if they can secure it. Will be, for now, another opportunity for them to get back into this game.
Well, if Bondik is able to keep his hands on this AK, they're definitely going to be able to bring it into the next round. The economy, it's looking okay for Hellraisers. Because it's definitely going to be the 4th round loss bonus. They're going to be able to buy up in a nice and comfortable buy. But Virtus.pro, they are showing up, and I don't know, Harvey, do you think that they're showing up a little bit too late? Is this a moment that, yes, it was 8-0, Virtus.pro now getting 4 rounds in a row, but I don't see the comeback train happening from Virtus.pro just because the way they've been performing and how Hellraisers look when they're confident.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult to call at this point in time. This round is going to be a huge tell. I think if Hellraisers can get this one back on the board, then they themselves will be feeling confident going into the last few rounds of the half. But after a weak T-side performance over on Train, maybe it doesn't look so good for them going into the T-side of Mirage, but then they were clearly not comfortable on Train, whereas they know Mirage, I would imagine, like most teams at this point in time, like the back of their hand. You know, they could play the T-side quite easily going into it. So it remains to be seen at this point in time. I think they've done their work so far for the first half. They should certainly be aiming to get a couple more rounds on the board for sure.
8-4, Hellraisers trying to chime back into this, but it's going to be Woxic opening it up. And Izza in such a crucial position under balcony. He needs to find this kill, and he does. So immediately Virtus.pro just lost of how they can get back into this round, a 3-on-5 situation. And you'd have to say that they need to find these one-on-one engagements, Virtus.pro. They need to be able to shift the momentum into this round, because so far Hellraisers have just capitalized on these small mistakes, and Bialy, the aggressive push coming out of Palace, works in his favor. Look at this play coming out from Pasha. It was looking so good, but Bondik catches the backside of him, and it leaves Virtus.pro just down to 2 members left.
Bialy is well on 10 HP after that early dink, not looking so good for him. And there you go. Woxic doesn't really care about that with that AWP, of course. They do secure another round on the 13th, now getting into the 14th. It will be a 9-4 scoreline, as you can see there at the top of the screen. Hellraiser's looking pretty good. Their economy is still not brilliant, but it's getting into the latter stages of the half, so I don't think it's going to come back to haunt them as much. VP here, I don't know. I mean, if they get the bomb down, they might be able to go for a buy in the last round if they lose this. Certainly not a good way to open up, though, for Hellraisers. It's nice to get aggressive. Pasha is expecting it, though. Losing a CT player so early on really gives Virtus.pro a great chance going into this round. Secure themselves a 5th on the board. Will have very much met the bare minimum standard of the T side of Mirage. They take this one.
One minute 10 left on the clock at Virtus.pro, eyeing up their options. The man advantage given early into that round from the pick from Pasha. But Virtus.pro, with only 4 rounds on their T side, still have a lot more to do. But for Hellraiser's sake, they do have a slow rotation coming on. This is Angel, going to catch the backside. If he times this well, this could be an amazing play coming out from Hellraisers. The CTs just need to deny the presence from the Ts from executing out towards A. If they can just hold it enough, Angel is easily able to find 2 kills at the least, and he spots them. He's able to... No! Angel! What?
Oh my god, what a mess that was. Just giving Virtus.pro the hand up that they might just need. There you go, Snack's going to fully secure the A bomb site now, and it's going to be Dead Fox in a 1-on-4. There's only 3 players directly on the A bomb site in all fairness, but Angel had a huge opportunity that completely fluffs it. He may well have lost a round for his team here. Dead Fox finds the first, but his position is going to be known. He's got to act quickly, as like I have to say, this flank is coming in sooner rather than later. The form of Pasha with the flanking AWP, not something that you see very often. It's Dead Fox now, I feel like. Maybe trying to save this one into the next round, judging by his body language. Doesn't really have the confidence, doesn't know the position of a lot of these players on the T side. He's just going to opt to go for the save. So, Virtus.pro, they get their 5th. Hellraiser's still looking pretty strong going into the second half for sure. They're not going to have the economy, really, to buy up into this next round. Toxic not going to have his trusty AWP. The rest of the team going to be forced onto weaker weaponry in the form of UMPs, FAMAS, etc.
We talk about small mistakes coming out from Virtus.pro, Hellraisers, Space Soldiers, and Heroic. What just happened there from Angel, I can't describe. That is more than a small mistake. First of all, he doesn't even kill the player that's boosting the other player, and then he doesn't even spray it down. He just decides to burst, and then I don't know. But what I do know is Virtus.pro have a very good lead into this round, as it's only down to Izza and Dead Fox left. And Virtus.pro looking like they're going to make their way to 6 rounds on the board. But that is the crucial rounds there of a big mistake that completely shifts the momentum of the game.
It certainly is. That's going to be a 9-6 half in favour of Hellraisers, of course, getting into that second half of our final map here. We'll be back with you very, very shortly after this commercial break.
Bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at GG.bet.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final map of the best of 3, Virtus.pro taking on Hellraisers. We just saw Virtus.pro come back to make it 6-9. I'm still with Harvey. How do you think we're going to see once we get into the second half?
I think a lot's going to come down to the pistol. Hellraiser's probably going to know that, and Mirage is a great map that hands itself to that T-side pistol if you're able to pull out some kind of an execute over towards A, even over towards B. So they have a lot of options available to them to secure themselves that pistol, then get themselves to 2 conversion rounds, get it to 12-6, and hopefully they don't suffer from what Virtus.pro did on the previous map, Train, and they're able to close it out after they win themselves a few rifle rounds. But we shall see. Virtus.pro, of course, a little bit of a revitalization towards the tail end of that half. They're going to be feeling good going into this CT side pistol.
Hellraisers, very important pistol round indeed. We see a smoke and a flash on the back of Dead Fox, but it's looking like a little bit of a contact play coming out from Hellraisers towards this A bomb site, but now they swarm in. Mitra trying to connect the shots, we can't find anything, as it's going to be the man advantage shifted in the hands of Virtus.pro, of Hellraisers. And as I say that, it's going to be Pasha turning this back into a 2-on-2. As Snacks making his way to the top of stairs, trying to see what he can find. And Virtus Pro, they're turning this 4-on-2 back into a 1-on-1. Can Woxic win the battle? And he does with the Glock in hand. Hellraisers pick up a very important pistol round and make their way to 10 rounds on the scoreboard.
Well. As Pro can't allow that to deter them. They've got to stay in it, try and do some damage, if not take this round. And then it will be an uphill battle for them going into that first rifle round if Hellraisers are able to cleanly get the conversions on the board, which is what you certainly would expect. You know, they're playing this beautifully here. Mid is so hard to control without utility, and of course, CT side can have barely any utility. They're pulling the man advantage in their favor, drawing as many players as they possibly can over towards middle. A couple of kills sure go in the way of Virtus Pro, but ultimately, Hellraisers take the round, and they will be very happy with that. Indeed, playing it very well, very smart, not getting too aggressive, use the range of their weaponry over the lack of range that Virtus Pro have. They take it relatively cleanly. So 11-6, a very quick anti-force buy round from Hellraisers. They're looking good to get this 12th on the board as well.
Well, now that we've moved on to the CT side for Virtus Pro, I'd like to see them try and pick up a double AWP setup on these gun rounds, because it seems that when they are able to bring it out, when the economy is really thriving for them, they're able to do a lot of damage. And in a map like Mirage, a double AWP setup on the CT side could be so effective. And I just wonder whether Virtus Pro will try and make that a possibility.
I think going for that force buy, it will be relatively difficult for them. Maybe Snacks can, looking at his money, even with the armor, but he's the only one who's going to be able to do that. I would imagine he's going to try and do so. There you go. Instantly goes for it. So they will have the one. That's all they're going to have for now, though, is the first gun round, and possibly even one of the last of this game if Hellraisers are able to take it. Going for a bit of a cheeky no upgrade round, though. I mean, this could work out. It could also allow Virtus Pro to get back into things, but ultimately I don't think it's going to be too detrimental for the international mix at this point in time, especially if they're going to go for a B-rush. And again, we talked about it earlier, you know, the effectiveness of the MAC-10s against these unarmored opponents cannot be overlooked.
Definitely seems like that's going to be the case. Snacks missing a very important shot, but he's able to follow it up with a very nice two-piece indeed. Unfortunately, can't find a third as he gets taken down. But Woxic, once again in a 1-on-3 situation, turning it into a 1-on-2, trying to isolate these CTs. One coming in from apartments and the other coming in from market. Is Woxic going to be able to do this? He's able to find Neo. Oh, and Woxic, I thought he was going to be able to find the 1v3 clutch, but Bialy takes him down. And Virtus Pro, they are hanging on by a thread. An incredible clutch coming out from the man himself.
Oh. And alive when his team needs him. I mean, you know, he and Neo are towards that tail end of the scoreboard more often than not, to be honest with you, for this Virtus Pro side, but still they are able to pick it up, and I think pressure is something that they certainly are able to deal with very, very well on the Virtus Pro side of things. Overall, quick 2 kills coming in for the CT side here as well. Dead Foxo has managed to make his way in towards the B-Apps, does a lot of damage onto 2 of these players. It could very quickly swing back in favor of Hellraisers. B control is pretty much secured as well. The Bomber's going to be making its way around now for Hellraisers, and again, this is kind of that situation where, yes, VP get the one on the board, they don't survive with very many players, so they've got a bit of a weak buy coming into this one, and if they get hard reset here, Virtus Pro going to be just, you know, again, fighting that uphill battle with their backs firmly against the wall. And the Hellraisers boys realize this. Is that bomb is going to go down now, planted for Apps. Issa will be able to play it. If you want any man at this point in time to be the one that might have to take it in a clutch situation, it's definitely him. Got to be careful on the VP side of things. Certainly could still take this one and outnumber their opponents in terms of the man advantage. These players are so low at this point. The Snacks just running away to save. Okay, are they actually going for the save here? Okay.
Well, they're able to pick up a double AWP, and for Virtus Pro's sake, is that they feel like if they're not able to win this round, it's going to be 13-7, and they're going to be pretty much reset. So in this situation, I can understand why they're saving, because it's a real, like, even though it's a 4-on-3, to try and retake the site, which is definitely possible, if Virtus Pro aren't able to win out that round, it's just going to be Hellraisers rolling them over. So since they're able to pick up a double AWP, bring in an AK and a FAMAS, they're able to bring the economy back into the game, try and stabilize it. And I feel like this of the opportunity of them saving in the last round is giving them that bigger hope of possibly winning out this match.
So much rides on this round right now for the Polish side. Even though they are able to save those few rifles coming into this round, they still have barely any money at all. So if they lose this one, it may well be curtains. Hellraisers firmly have this game by the tail, and I think they understand that as well, going for a bit more of a passive setup, trying to catch out some of the desperate plays that Virtus.pro might be going for, although ultimately they won't be here. She'll see he's able to come out on top of this one, as I think probably one of the most important rounds of the game here, in all fairness. Virtus.pro, by any means, even if they win this one, certainly not out of the woods, but give themselves yet another chance, another leg up, so to speak. Angel on the edge of the smoke, waiting to strike. His teammate's already picked up a kill. He's making a lot of noise, though. Neo able to secure it with a bit of an iffy spray that gets traded on back. Woxic, meanwhile, has taken down Pasha. They've secured the A-bomb site. Is it going to be able to be retaken by the CT side here? Virtus.pro trying to make their way in. It's on to Mihu, and now just Snacks, as he's got the AWP in hand, 1-on-3, and I think he's already going to go for the runaway save. Maybe get himself into a bit more of a better position, but Hellraiser's going to have a 14th rather on the board. And now Virtus.pro just, I don't know, man. Yeah, it might just be over for them, in all honesty, which is such a shame. After such a long game, a hard-fought game over on Train, they come into Mirage and they look like a completely different team, Josh.
Yeah, look, I cannot describe how Virtus.pro were playing in the early stages of Hellraiser's 8-0 lead, and it seemed like it's kind of strange that Virtus.pro, they find their footing, and when they do, they are an absolute force, but it's the inconsistency with Virtus.pro. And it seems that whoever makes the more mistakes in the round is the team that ends up losing that round. And Hellraisers have been really structured on their T side. They've been really well executed. And it comes down to a good leadership within this Hellraiser side.
I think it does. It really, really does. You know, they've got some of the best voices in Bondic, and especially Angel, of course, known for being one of the best fragging in-game leaders in the game. And has been within this Hellraisers organization for such a long time, and has kind of nurtured some of the younger players, you know, and helped them on through to become a hell of a lot better. Execute over towards B may well be his working as well, as the kills very quickly going the way of Hellraisers. It's into a 4-on-2 with Neo, but he immediately gets traded, and now Pasha trying to come in on the flank, but making a lot of noise. Angel will take him down, so a 15th on the board for Hellraisers, and Virtus.pro going to have hardly any money going forwards. We'll be able to pull out a buy here, but not very much utility. No AWP as well, no kits. Meanwhile, on the T side of things, they've got all the money in the world at this point in time. They will be very, very happy indeed. Seems there's a little bit of a mess for both of these teams at this point in time with the E-bot yet again. But final round, potentially, for Hellraisers, not Virtus.pro. It would seem. We shall see. A nice little flash coming in towards middle allows Mihu to pick up one, but trading 1-for-1 works out in favor of that Hellraiser side.
1 minute 30 left on the clock. This is do or die Virtus.pro. They cannot give up one more round, otherwise Hellraisers will take it 16-7. And Virtus.pro, early on into this round, a 4-on-4 situation where Hellraisers, they have just granted mid control. It seems like VP haven't really had that much presence towards mid. It is going to be Pasha catching the backside of Angel, so immediately Virtus.pro have something to work with into this round.
Small opening has made itself available to them. Now they just need to play it smart. Noise being made over towards A. Neo able to hold down for at least one. Gets a dink onto Woxic as well, so he may fall. The damage certainly done, especially now because Woxic is all by himself in this 1-on-3. Flank going to be coming in very shortly. Yes, he's on the AWP, but 9 HP. Cannot afford to miss a single shot, really. Be very difficult for him. Again, he's making a lot of noise. He does have the bomb in hand, a little bit of utility, but only 20 seconds remaining. They are fully aware of his position here. Gonna let the clock run down before they try and get aggressive on the Virtus Pro side of things, and there you go. Pasha picks it up. Gonna be able to get his hands onto the AWP as well. So they keep themselves in it for a little while longer, but again, only surviving there with 3 players. They don't have great money for the remaining players that ended up falling. I think they should be able to drop some stuff across here, but again, going to be at cost of utility, especially on Bialy. And meanwhile, on the Hellraiser side of things, they have got all that money. I think they've only got money for maybe 1 or 2 buys here. Depends on what they opt to go for and bomb plants and whatnot, but we shall see. Angel going to open up very aggressively in middle on a player on short. That's going to allow the B bomb site to be right for the taking. Mihu has got to hold it on down here for the CT side of things. Issa been firing on all cylinders, going to be able to get this bomb down. There's a lot of low HP players in this 3-on-3 for the Hellraiser's side. Even lower thanks to that grenade now. Virtus Pro have got to stay in this. They've got to win this clutch situation if they want to take us further in this map. I don't know, it's not looking brilliant for them, as there's plenty of utility to keep them out of this site on the Hellraiser side of things.
Well, a 3-on-3 situation. Virtus Pro, they need to try and retake this side. It's not going to be the case. There's Izza. He's going to spray down 2, and finally it's going to be Dead Fox to finish. So that's going to be Virtus Pro taking out the series 2-1. We'll send it over to the analyst desk.
Yeah, so it's actually Hellraiser's the other way around. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the E-bot there. Confuses even us. You've been up for a while, so that's fair enough. But yeah, Hellraisers take it 2-1. E-bot, unfortunately, a few issues with that, but I think we're all aware ultimately at the end of the day, Hellraisers take it. So we shall be throwing back, of course, to the analyst desk as they will break down what has been a crazy day and a crazy series to end us out.
Thank you guys, definitely a crazy day and crazy series overall behind us. This last series of GG Origin qualifying tournament, and yeah, update for all of you. I mean, Hellraisers obviously did win 2-1 this series. E-bot did bug out, and as you could see on our overlay that Bialy transferred to Hellraisers in one moment, Issa was on Virtus Pro, so yeah, some crazy stuff happened, but yeah, overall Hellraisers did win, even though our chat erupted when VP took 15 rounds on the scoreboard, but yeah.
Don't tell him, don't tell him.
Yeah, I should not tell them that Hellraisers, but yeah, Hellraisers did win, so yeah. Yeah, and good job for them, we have to be honest, they did an awesome job bouncing back on this 3rd map, securing their 3rd place here. $3.5K for them, 1.5K for VP if I'm not mistaken, so definitely a nice
resserrer petit à petit. Et ouais, Happy, ouais, qui se rate. Il a été un petit peu surpris. Ce coup d'épaule anodin. JW qui fait tomber Happy. Ouais, parfait. Bien ça, ça joue sur
Il
la
y
rival.
avait un cross très puissant.
Ça c'est bien parce que c'est en le respect des bases pour Envy.
Ouais, ils ont remporté ce side maintenant.
Il y a des choses qui n'étaient pas présentes pour, sur Inferno et qui le sont là sur Cobblestone. C'est pas encore parfait, on a vu, hein, il y avait des gros. Maintenant ça doit être, ouais, ça doit être assez lucide. La fluidité des informations,
Attention.
les gros ouais, qui demandent que ça.
Ils vont pouvoir planter.
Retake.
a ser más, porque esta tiene que hacer eco. Fnatic tiene que hacer eco además.
Creo que van a quedar 9-6, si te soy sincero.
Круто. Ну, Шокс, видишь, без Смитса не может, у них там братские узы, а может и не братские. Поэтому они только вдвоем двигаются. Но это лучшие друзья же, да, Шокс, Смитс?
Да.
По жизни.
Я даже не знаю, кто у нас такие же друзья сейчас в комьюнити.
Есть братьев очень много, которые играют в одной команде.
Хенни Лукас есть.
Ну, во многих дисциплинах, да, очень много братьев. Родных причем.
Это важное уточнение.
Целая семья киберспортивная.
Джеспер заходит. Ну, у него, кстати, у Джеспера тоже, кстати, братик играет в КС. Участвовал в онлайн-проекте, точнее, в...
Half HP quad. I mean full. 3 is half HP.
They cannot stop us now. Let's go, let's go.
Level break लेना खाली ऊपर आया एक साइड one up flash hit लिया अच्छा उसको Chopper भागा bomb in sight नहीं पता था उसको
Let's go earn our pay. Throw a flashbang.
ऊपर भागा लो एक
Throwing fire. Throwing smoke.
आजा मेरे पास स्मोक है हिट है हाँ कसम अटक गया
Counter terrorists win. Forward. Activating bomb has been planted.
Diffusing.
Counter terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Move it.
One up.
I'm defusing the bomb. Defusing the bomb. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Move it.
Boost मत जा साउंड मत दे आईवी साइड है
Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Move! Deploying flashbang. Laying down smoke. Incendiary. Bomb has been defused. Bomb has been planted. Let's go. Throwing fire.
ऊपर आ गया Bro, that's HP low है. Knife 10 HP है जी. 10 HP पर कहाँ? Pop dog है. Oops. 1 minute.
Incendiary out. Throwing smoke. Defusing. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Lock and load. Throwing fire.
Connector है शायद. Connector close है. Ivy.
Laying down smoke. Throwing grenade. Defusing the bomb. Counter-terrorists win. Let's be safe and swift. Bomb has been planted. I'm throwing smoke.
Corner पर.
Counter-terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Time to earn our stories. Incendiary. Throwing flashbang. Smoke.
मरने वाला है माना.
All right, gentlemen, this is it. Terrorists win. Let's go have some fun. Deploying flashbang. Throwing smoke.
ये क्या मारता है यार ये? Seriously. जो कहाँ से बोल? हाँ बहुत गंदे हो रहा है.
Move it, move it.
किक कर देना तो किक करते हैं.
कैमरे सॉरी कर सकते हैं सिटी वाले में.
Throwing flashbang. Bomb has been planted. Let's do this and get back in time for chow.
ऊपर नाइस शॉट यार.
जो भी था मस्त सा लाइटनिंग फास्ट
गेमिंग माउस का भाई
Oh fuck, it's B. Oh. The fuck?
Incendiary out. Terrorists win. Bomb has been move out.
Oh बाप रे.
Throwing fire.
Hello. अरे वो कैसे मर गया?
Grenade out. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Get ready. This is a free fire zone. Fire in the hole.
कवर दे
Let's go. Throwing fire. Counter terrorists win.
वो प्लांटर भाग गया. पॉप डॉग भाग गया प्लांटर.
Let's go. Let's go. Incendiary out. Defusing the bomb. Throwing grenade.
Oof.
Defusing. Has been defused.
Wall.
Come on, let's go.
प्लांट कर यार प्लांट कर क्या C4 लिख घूम रहे यार ये
Counter terrorist. Bomb has been planted. Move it. Let's go. Flashbang. Throwing smoke. Bomb has been defused. These are our hostages planting. Bomb has been planted. Who here is not ready?
अपर देखो भाई इधर दो बंदे हैं प्रो है भाई प्रो ये देख बंटा ये देख भाई एक और बंटा मारियो है ये देख ये आगे ठोक के जाएगा हैकर है पता नहीं मुझे अंदर बेटी मुझे हैकर है
कर तो भाई कोशिश से कर अरे बहुत कर दिया अपनी टीम में टॉप थे वो काम आने लगा एक और मार भाई घंटा मैं मर गया
अरे इसका नाम ही नहीं आ रहा है यार हो गया मैं क्या कर रिपोर्ट हाँ मैंने एम्बॉट डाल दिया वॉल क्रेन डाला जो भी है वो एम्बॉट डाल नहीं उसमें डबल शिफ्ट टैब दबाओ उसके ऊपर क्लिक करो रिपोर्ट पे क्लिक कर अबे वैसे सर्वर पर एडमिन को
आरटीवी
वो गया वो तो बंद है
आरटीवी लिख दो और जल्दी 6 और चाहिए 5 और मैं आरटीवी पे हो सबने मेरा जो सेलेक्ट कर
अरे यार
मैं तो जाऊंगा
We will defeat the mercenaries. I am planting the bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. We must move.
bomb plant
Planting. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
good job yaar nice shot
I am planting the bomb has been planted. Come on, let's go.
जंगल
Terrorists win.
लिखा हुआ है इसका नाम है
Planting. Bomb has been planted.
हाँ आ गया बोले लास्ट है कर अरे ऐसी सेटिंग टेस्ट कर
Terrorists win.
ओ हैकर कहाँ से लाई है मुझे भी दे दे हम दोनों खेल ये टूर्नामेंट खेलते हैं ठीक है शॉट है
Terrorists win.
उसका नाम तो बता भाई
Gonna wish they were never born.
हम भी यूज कर ले
पर तो साइड रिपोर्ट कर लास्ट ट्रैप से इतना डर क्यों रहो जाओ ना
Counter-terrorists win. I am planting the bomb has been planted. We shall rule the day. Throwing flashbang. I'm throwing smoke.
सब उड़ा दिया। अबे कैसे नेम फीड कैसे आ रहा है अजीब किल फीड।
सिर्फ ब्लॉक कर रहा था।
गेम लॉकिंग देख इसकी बॉलिंग प्लस एम लॉकिंग। देख बॉलिंग मार रहा है लंडा आती है मेरे लगा। बॉम्बर है क्या एफ के? हाँ प्लांट भी नहीं कर रहा वो प्लांट ही नहीं कर रहा। इसको किक करो भाई।
डिसेबल है।
Team. देख वॉचिंग देख।
क्यों कर रहा है यार?
अभी 15 मिनट तक दूसरे सर्वर में जाने से
गेम खराब हो रहा है यार पूरा।
कहाँ ना यार?
ओह मार्केट लो। देख कुछ भी स्पिन बहुत देख मार। अरे स्पिन बहुत है तो तुम मार। अरे मार जल्दी
स्क्रीन बंद है बाकी सब जाता है।
स्पिन भी लग रहा है। काम करो सब लोग पैलेस में रुक जाओ उसको लेने एस लेने।
अरे तुम लोग ब्लड ड्रॉप साइड ही जाते। क्या कर रहा था नीचे देख के?
तो 42 क्या होता है रे? प्लांट में कर।
अरे रुक यार स्पिन चालू करते हैं यार कौन सा किक पड़ेगी।
यार क्यों कर रहा है ऐसा पागल?
अभी सेटिंग
पागल ये देख घूमती शक्तिमान।
एस लियो एक बार ऐसे।
मैं हूँ शक्तिमान शक्तिमान।
होली फक
शक्तिमान 78 आइटम।
तू 50 किल कर तो देख एक बार।
जल्दी बैक लगने वाला है इसको।
लगता है नहीं वो करना 50 किल करना है।
यार स्काउट और एडब्ल्यूबी की सेटिंग थे।
अपडेट रेट कितना रखते यार 128 की 64
Let's move out.
चुप बैठ गए तुम
Throwing fire.
मार दे भाई, सबको मार दे
इसको ब्लॉक ही कर दूंगा मत जा सॉरी दोस्तों
क्या मारने तो दे
नहीं नहीं तू चूतिया है तेरी जिंदगी बर्बाद है भाई
भाई इसी स्क्रीन में कैसा लगता है ऐसे घूमता रहता है
भाई तुम ना स्क्रीन देखोगे मजाक भी मजा आ जाएगा
Grenade out. Throwing fire.
मार
रिपोर्ट तो चालू है पर मतलब नहीं है ना यार
भाई करते हैं 4-5 लोग
की रिपोर्ट बहुत साइड है छोड़ दे यार
को-फाउंडर
टट्टी खा ले थोड़ा तू
गैस चल का
भगाओ यार चलो ठीक है थर्ड पर्सन
मार ही नहीं रहे
क्या कर रहा है क्या पता
क्या हो रहा है
Move it, son.
मार दे भाई मार दे जल्दी मार खत्म कर
क्या बोलने का है इससे
कहाँ से मार रहे हैं मार भी नहीं रहा
यार फिर भी मार रहा है अपने आप चल रहा भाई ऑटो पीक किया फीचर चलो माउस का मिडिल बटन होल्ड करके रखना क्या यार तू
मजा क्या आता है इसका
भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल चीज है
तो डिफ्यूज कर
जाने के बाद अरे नहीं यार मैं चीजें टेस्ट करता
जहाँ से मार सकते हैं में से इनफाइनाइट हैक मतलब इनफाइनाइट हेल्थ का कोई हैक निकाल लो बात ही
मार्केट
अपने पास में एक लाइट साइड में सर्वो पैकेट
भाई वो नहीं जी कर रहा जानबूझ के, फिर भी नहीं जीत पा रहा, उसको जरूरत भी नहीं है मुझे।
Watch out. These boys have got a bit of an arsenal and they don't mind using it. Throwing fire. Flashbang. Come on, chop chop. Bomb has been planted. Defusing the bomb. Terrorists win. Let's give it to them, boys. Bomb has been planted. Throwing fire.
There was apartment, dude.
I'm defusing the bomb. Terrorists win. Go, go, go. Bomb has been planted. Throwing a grenade. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang. Terrorists win. Move it, move it. Bomb has been planted. Grenade out. Terrorists win. Move. Deploying. down smoke. Diffusing. Terrorists win. Move it, son. Bomb has been planted. Throwing fire. Smoke. Throwing flashbang. Move it, son. Bomb has been planted. Flashbang.
Bodwana. 1 minus 99.
Throwing a grenade. Gear up. Deploying flashbang and a windy wall.
One in front of library. One tag left.
Incendiary out. I'm defusing the bomb. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Move it, move it. Throwing flashbang. Grenade out. Incendiary out. Defusing the bomb. I am setting the bomb. We must move. Bomb has been planted. I am throwing smoke. I'm planting. Go, go, go! Bomb has been planted. Throw in smoke!
Nice play.
This is our fight.
Last वाला really बोला.
Grenade! Terrorists win. I'm planting the bomb. Forward! Bomb has been planted. Grenade out!
ये -80 था fuck. तू जब देखा तो गोली क्यों नहीं चला?
Planted. Move it, move it! Bomb has been planted. Smoke!
Last guy.
Terrorists win. Activating the bomb. We must move! Bomb has been planted. Grenade out! Smoke! Terrorists win. I'm planted.
الو
Let's go, my brothers.
دوب انا متعجب بعدين
Too garbage, too garbage.
इधर boost ले push आजा. आओ बाहर. इधर. Flash ले बोला.
I'm throwing a flashback.
Lol.
50 عيني. Oh my
Easy
god.
apart.
Register, not register.
Go, go, go! Grenade out! Flashback!
LOL.
अरे ये कैसे? ये क्या?
The bomb?
LOL.
Easy for us.
Planted. Let's go! Bomb has been planted. Grenade!
Too garbage, 81 types.
Back.
I'm behind you, anyone.
किसी के पास flash लेना क्या?
Behind you.
GG.
Bomb has been defused. Go, go, go! Bomb has been planted. Deploying flashbang.
Where? So blind.
Molly, Molly, you got Molly. अबे नुबड़े.
Throwing fire.
अबे wow.
Terrorists win. GG भाई. Move it. Bomb has been planted. Flashbang.
Molly, you got Molly again. Fuck. अबे खुद मॉली करके नेट करके मर जाना.
I know. Tell me, bro. Speak English. Speak English.
Throwing a grenade. I'm planting the bomb. Let's go, my brother. I'm throwing fire. Smoke. Grenade. Flashback. Come on, let's go! Bomb has been planted. I'm throwing a grenade! Throwing fire!
Hello. Gravity. Shot. Water.
You told me graffiti and water.
Move it! Bomb has been planted. Throwing flashbang.
Right? GG. तुम लोग मर जाओ भाई.
Lost! Bomb has been planted. Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire. Laying down smoke.
Defuse someone. Defuse left. Flashlight move.
Planted. Together we can do it. Bomb has been planted. Smoke! I'm throwing a grenade. I'm planted. Guys, I tell you, we kill them all. Throwing fire.
I'm back. Side.
Terrorists win. Go! Bomb has been planted.
Shot.
Deploying flashbang.
डोर करो वो जी है नीचे नीचे ये लेफ्ट में
Smoke.
10 HP.
Lol.
10 HP, bro.
Lost. Grenade out. Incendiary out. Flashbang.
Long. Nice one.
Defusing. Go.
Accepted.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. I'm planted.
I'll play tomorrow.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Planted. This is easy. We kill them and we go. Flashback. Grenade.
Heaven.
Belong one.
77 belong. يا جحش ديفيوز.
Stick it down. I'm planted.
उसने और एक स्मोक डाल के मेरे को मस्त काम कर दिया. Thank.
Play.
Wow.
Terrorists win. I'm planting the bomb. Let's go, my brother. Bomb has been planted. I throw the flashback.
We shot. तेरे पीछे.
Bomb has been defused. Roger that. Bomb has been planted. Throwing flashbang.
पिलर एक खत्म.
Terrorists win.
प्लांट दे वो क्या होता है चल ये है सुनना अरे सुनना हेलो सुनना भाई लाहौर चेक कर रहा था
Let's go earn our pay. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Grab your gear, let's go. Bomb has been planted.
Train, C4 train. C4 train. Come on to your left. Right.
Smoke! Defusing the bomb. Terrorists win. Go, go, go! Bomb has been planted. Laying down smoke. Bomb.
नहीं
Terrorists win. Let's go. Bomb has been planted. Grenade out. Defusing. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Planting. Let's go. Bomb has been planted. Throwing a flashbang. Terrorists win. Activating the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Smoke.
पता ही है ऑयल ट्रेन क्या था
Terrorists win. I'm planting the bomb. Now is the time. Bomb has been planted. Smoke.
Tired of it.
Bomb has been defused. The stay right here is where we end this. Terrorists win. Let's go, let's go. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Let's go, let's go. Bomb has been planted.
Green tree.
They will not stop our bomb. I'm planting the bomb. Move it, move it. Bomb has been planted.
अरे बाप रे, अरे छोड़ यार.
Bomb has been defused. Move it, move it. Bomb has been planted. Incendiary out. Flashbang. Terrorists win. Move it.
यार साइड के ऊपर ओके दिल्ली का बचा लिया दिल्ली का ऊपर इनके वालों साइड ऊपर दो
नाइस बहुत बढ़िया जी बहुत बढ़िया अच्छा
Let's move out.
भाई ये भी भाई नशे में है भाई. सारे नशेड़ी बहन चो काउंटर चेक खेलना आते रात में. अरे भाई 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 भाई
लगता माल फूका लग रहा.
बहुत तगड़ा माल.
Fire in the hole. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Let's go, people. Grenade out. Throwing flashbang.
वो मार रहा है मर गया
सारे नशेड़ी. ओवर पास ब्रो.
अरे आरटीवी करो बस. आरटीवी टाइप करो वॉइस. नहीं तो साला टट्टी मैप लग जाता. अरे मिराज
go, go.
अरे भाई भाई
तू रंडी है
और चुताड़
ब्लैक हेड
मुंह में ले जाएगा
स्मोक करता हूँ उसका नेट
We must move. Molotov.
देख रहे हो
तमाचा यार बहुत तगड़ा
देखा ही नहीं
That is the plan.
बी शॉट से गैंग आएगी जल्दी स्मोक कर बी शॉट स्मोक कर
मार्केट फ्लैश भाई दो मार्केट भाई जुदाई मचेगी नाइस एक और नाइस
बी शॉट स्मोक करना मेरे लिए बहुत बढ़िया
कुछ सोचने दो
Affirmative. Deploying flashbang.
भाई कितनी पट्टी पता है
अरे अभी क्या मार रही है अबे उसने मेरे को भी मारा उसको भी मार दें बहन तो क्या बच्चों दी एक सीटी चलेगी एक सीटी स्मोक में ही है
वो सीटी यार जंगल वाला मारा बता दो यार
मैं बोला तो था
क्या बोलूं यार
ए चल लो दोस्तों
हट रहे अरे बाप रे मुंह के सामने
एक सीटी एक तो सीटी है
अरे जाके आगे सीटी आ गया नाइस यार नाइस
मैं अभी शॉट स्मोक कर रहा हूँ जंगल मॉली डाल रहा हूँ बैठ जा बनी इधर बैठ जा बनी पीछा जल्दी कनेक्टर स्मोक मॉली सीटी आ रही है अरे मां कसम अरे
सीटी हाफ है स्पेस सीटी हाफ है कोई ना कर ओ हाँ भाई क्यों मारा बहुत ही तगड़ा है वाह जल गया लो
रुक जा गाय फ्लैश देता हूँ कर दिया फिर फ्लैश था नाइस
अरे अंडर
यार सैंडविच
Roger. Bomb has been planted. Go.
अरे यार
Grenade. Flashbang.
एक इधर वैन वैन वैन।
अरे मुझे लगा तू वहाँ देखेगा दोस्त। बी शॉट पूछ देना दोस्त।
आइए तेरे को बी शॉट पूछ देना।
तू ही आता है। अबे कहाँ बैठा है बे?
अबे तू बैठ।
अबे जल रहा हूँ मर जाएगा।
सारा जला दे। पहले देखा है
मेरी एचपी देख।
चल आपका पे कुछ करके दिखा दे। नाइस नाइस। अरे मर गए यार।
कौन बोला था करके दिखा दे? फॉक करो बी शॉट। शॉट से आ गया। मर गया बी शॉट। क्या है कर किधर है? कनेक्टर स्मोक करो। बैंक छोड़ मॉली स्मोक अपने पे डाल।
सब जंगल है सिटी पे नहीं है। सब जंगल है सिटी पे नहीं है। सिटी छोड़ दो।
कनेक्टर -54 लास्ट कनेक्टर।
तेरे रैंक है सही।
ओए कनेक्टर स्मोक डाल। जंगल मत डाल। अबे कौन है पागल जो जंगल में स्मोक कर रहा है? कनेक्टर स्मोक करना बे। जंगल दिखाएगा।
सिटी बैठ के लड़ो। अच्छा मर गया सिटी मर गया।
गलत इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत माफ।
जंगल ही होगा जंगल।
दो बंदे क्या गाड़ी ला रहे हैं? देखो ड्रैग पड़ा रहे।
एक नहीं मारा भाई।
बी शॉट स्मोक डाल। किसके पास बी शॉट स्मोक? अरे एक के पास तो होगा। बहुत बढ़िया। एक हाउस मैं ऑलरेडी डालता हूँ गेट। बेंच एक वैन भी है।
एक शॉट
डिफ्यूज
शॉट।
बहुत ही।
अबे लोल क्या करता है यार तू? एक सिटी में है, एक इधर पुश कर रहा है। अरे स्टेयर में पास में
देखो बोला भी था एक पुश कर रहा है।
अरे स्टेयर से ऊपर दिखा था, पता है? दो दिखे थे बंदे।
अबे कहाँ से पड़ रही है? कौन है बे बूथ देने के लिए? बंदे जल्दी ऊपर आ। ठीक है
क्या पूछ चुके आप लोग?
एक भी शॉट दीदी। राइट साइड में बनी। साइड पे बहुत लो एचपी बनी, बहुत लो एचपी। देखा?
कट गया मैं।
कोई बात नहीं यार। बी
मेरी रैंक क्या है?
हेलियम।
ओह एंड गेम 2 ब्रो। इस दिन का की रैंक गेस कर।
मैंने जंप किया ना उसके सर सिर के ऊपर गिरा मैं पहले।
अरे पेशाब कर देता उसके सर पे यार।
मर गया तो
इसकी माँ की। ये सीटी आएगा ओवर। साइड पे सीटी देख रहा है
भाई। सीटी ऊपर है भाई, बहुत तगड़ा ऊपर है भाई वो।
लग रही थी हाँ मर गया। ये उसके पीछे बैठे।
भाई रिलोड करने की बहुत जल्दी होती सबको।
GG boys. Bunny hard.
We aren't going on a windy walk here. Flashbang.
Yeah, well, bro.
Continue, bro.
Okay, यार वो उधर से Nice, yeah, nice. अरे लो है nice.
Nice. Quick B. Boosted ऊपर बिशॉप
मारने देता है।
I am planting the bomb. Smoke. Throwing fire.
The fuck.
We will defeat the mercenaries.
अरे मार्केट
भाई पुश कर गए
क्या
अंडर पैलेस भाई अंडर पैलेस
साइड किया डीपर अकेला है
जी नाइस शॉट है
शूटर
ऑब्जी है किसी को यानी ऑब्जी
Grenade out. Flashbang. Throwing fire. Laying down smoke.
है दो नहीं सीटी साइड
Good night, bye. GG.
चेक कर लेते हैं RTV GG
सिटी सिटी स्मोक कर देता हूँ दे वेट पहले देता था मैं घूम के आता था हाइड कर मैं सिटी फोन नाइफ कर रहा हूँ हाईवे नाइफ कर रहा हूँ पता है नहीं कर रहा हूँ
This is easy. We kill them and then we go. I'm throwing fire. Throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing a grenade.
अरे हाईवे से देखो बाबा एक साइड आएगा बहुत लो एच नाइस फ्रैक्चर चलो एक साइड ऊपर काट साले बहुत बढ़िया स्मोक कर दे सिटी दोस्त या तो हाईवे कर दे मॉली पर चेक करा सिर्फ मॉली देखना दोस्त सिटी एक हाईवे हाँ ये कनेक्टर एक हाईवे चढ़ रहा था नाइफ कर दोस्त नाइफ बहुत अच्छे स्मोक कर यानी के पास स्मोक सिटी स्मोक अरे -88 सिटी स्पॉन
One tap. देखा one tap. और एक सीटी. ट्रक.
एमेन.
अच्छा एमेन भी है क्या?
मैं वन टैप पढ़वाई दिया भाई.
मैं तो बोला ना वन टैप ही था वो. किधर डाल स्मोक वाले डालो जल्दी पे. अरे सिटी से 2 आ गए भाई, भागो. एक ऑफर भी सिटी.
ये बाबा है लेग गंदा रे.
तीन सीटी.
2 सीटियां.
3.
चेक कर देगा. चल कर ले. पुश कर दिया तो.
कर क्या रहा भाई?
कर ले ओलंपिक्स. अरे
बचा लिया तुमने. ट्रक और एक फोकलिफ्ट लूप.
इधर आ गया.
नाइस.
बॉट से जाएगा बॉट.
शॉट. चीची.
उधर रह तू कहाँ भाग रहा है?
बहन क्या लॉन्च बॉट तो बहुत बढ़िया खेलता है। बॉट यानी यार क्या खेला है, बढ़िया मजा आ गया।
B-man.
एक सीट
That's a negative. Let's go. Throwing flashbang. Throwing fire.
करा रहे तमाशे। Heaven कर। Nice. Okay, up here. करा रहे तमाशे।
Affirmative. Yes.
B-man है।
वेंट पुश दे ना।
किसे चाहिए?
अबे एक वेंट आ रहा है यार। मर मत खाली टाइम कर। मर मत।
अबे साइड पे आके डिफ्यूज कर।
फ्लैश टू बी फ्लैश जाना तेरे पास टाइम है।
कोने में। हाँ नाइस यार।
नाइस।
बॉट यानी ये तो नाइस।
सिटी स्मोक कर रहा हूं मैं।
केटी ले ऑफ।
एक हाईवे।
तू बाहर ऑप्शन तो तूने काट। केटी
तो किसको नाइफ कर रहा हूं मैं इसके पीछे। मैं नाइफ कर रहा हूं हाईवे आ गया मैं वेट।
अरे जंटारे से
भाग गया। बहुत बढ़िया। मैं देख रहा हूँ।
सीटी फ्लैश करके मैं इनकी गांड मारा।
अबे लोग 5 जिंदा है।
एक सीटी और एक
3 जिंदा है।
अच्छे यार।
अच्छा आदि नोवाइस है।
हाईवे पुश करो मैं सिटी से आ रहा हूँ।
चूक गया था।
आप प्लांट किया।
अरे कहाँ प्लांट कर दो? ये नहीं ले स्मोक ले डिस्कस कर। सब लोग घुस जाओ स्मोक में। सब लोग घुस जाओ।
मस्त है यार। कभी प्लांट हुआ कभी डिस्कस हो गया।
बॉट यानी डब्ल्यूपी रहा।
Affirmative. Negative.
अबे ये में आ गया। ये में
हेवन एक सिटी।
छुप जा। सॉरी बाबा।
चल ये मारेगा।
अरे ओले मेरे बस वन बुलेट।
मैं स्मोक डाल रहा हूँ।
डाल।
एक डेड वेंट लास्ट हेवन है। Let's knife him boys.
Terrorists win. We cannot be killed. No. Throwing fire. Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade. Back. Get back.
Take highway.
Terrorists win.
इसका नाम है कि मजा के आईडी क्या क्या लिख कर आया था अभी.
We will make them regret this day. No. Molotov.
चुप रहना ठीक है. I am such a noob operator.
Back.
Oh.
We're going to do this. Terrorists win. I'm planted. Bomb has been planted. Throwing smoke. Grenade out. I'm throwing fire.
हाईवे 2. अरे जिलिका तेरे राइट में 2 आ रहे.
Oh yeah.
फट.
Throwing flashbang.
एक स्क्वीकी. स्क्वीकी है, फोकलिफ्ट है में.
Laying down smoke.
Amen.
Incendiary out. Defusing the bomb. Grenade out. Counter-terrorists win. I'm planted. Bomb has been planted. No more talking. Now we fight. I'm throwing fire. Grenade. Terrorists win. Activating the bomb.
अरे -80 -80 सीटी से आगे हेडशॉट गए. एक साइड गया, एक हाईवे ने. अरे रे जीती हुई बाजी हार गए. ओए जीतती वाली बाजी.
Incendiary out. Terrorists win.
Chill bro, क्या है?
Lost.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
I'm hungry, bro. GG.
Games not GG. लॉन्ग देख रहा हूँ मैं.
No gravity water. अरे
मटके पड़ गए भाई चल चल अबे भी चलने पगले ऊपर कहाँ जा रहे वो पड़ी मजबूत अरे झील का सब दिखता है क्या
अरे भाई
Grenade out! I'm throwing a flashback. I'm planting the bomb. Let's call my brother. I'm throwing a grenade.
गवर्नमेंट डिफ्यूज
हाथ में बैठ रहा है यार कब से क्या
Throwing fire.
लॉन्ग होगा
I'm defusing the bomb. Roger that bot. Counter-terrorists win. Planted. Bomb has been planted.
चल 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 चल
Throwing a flashbang.
कहाँ है भाई
उनको रास्ता बता आने जाने जाने
Guys, I tell you, we kill them all. Throwing fire.
garbage box
Terrorists win. Planted. Bomb has been planted. Grenade out. Smoke.
यानी बहुत सही है। ओ तेरी माँ की, इसको ही मिल गया फ्रैग। ऊपर डालो कुछ बॉम्बिंग फेंको यार।
सबको मार दिया बस मैं। एक बैक पे लाके बैठे हैं, उसका नाम वो करा रहा था मर गया।
अरे बाप रे, एक ऑपर था उधर ही। स्लो जाओ, नहीं तो स्लो जाओ, आने दो उनको। आ रहे आपको बैंक आ गया शॉट
लॉन्ग।
No stopping us. Move it, move it. Throwing fire.
got it. पीछे अरे बाप रे रिप हेडफोन
नाइस
डॉक्टर बैट लो
वो वाली फ्लैशन की बैंक वन बैंक
ओके
लॉन्ग जाओ चारों यही क्या कर रहे हो
डिफ्यूजिंग
खत्म भाई
Just like that.
That's a negative. We got this.
क्या करें ऐसे थोड़े ना नूब खेला जाता है The way you shake it. Okay, then long.
क्या मार रहा है भाई वो?
कौन? अरे भाई अच्छा है।
अरे गलती से विंडोज का बटन दब गया।
ए शॉर्ट पुश कर टनल से
टैग बम से टैग हुआ है
टूटने वाला
lol
yes bomb has been negative let's go
bro all right
स्मोक कर दे
throwing smoke
काफी टट्टी स्मोक ओह ये
तो भाई क्या शॉट मारा मैंने उसको
अरे तू प्रो है एक -78 है मर गया शॉट है यार दगा शॉट था भाई
दरवाजा देगा शॉट मेरी जगह मेरी फट पड़ी कोई शॉट नहीं देख रहा
शॉट आ गया लॉन्ग वे
बूस्ट ले रहे शॉट पे
शूटर था मैं यहाँ कौन बूस्ट शॉट
मुझे चार्ज करते जा रहा है
Go! Affirmative.
Nice flash.
Throwing a
यार बहुत थोड़ा फास्ट भाग लॉन्ग चेक करता हूँ मैं लॉन्ग के लिए सॉलिड होगा
कोई और तो मेरे को आवाज ही नहीं है
मुझे लगा आप पिक करेगा
सॉरी मेरे को आवाज ही नहीं आएगा
Yes.
बैंक 10 HP बैंक
तेरा भाई फेंक कौन दे रहा है
मार सकता है भाग उसके भी
मार सकता मार चिकन चने और क्या
We will stop your little scout. No.
मेरी
I'm throwing fire.
7
Yep. I'm planted. Has been planted. Let's go, my brother. Grenade out.
एक ग्रेफिटी
अरे लॉली ग्राफिटी
बी शॉट नाइस buddy
No. Yep. Negative. Smoke. Throwing fire.
oh my god that flash
चलो भाई
बहुत जल्दी बताया तेरे क्या मजाक हो रहा है
5 जन शॉट देके बचाओ
Roger. Flashbang.
एक बैंक पुश करता
बाथरूम
सॉरी क्या है अरे सब मर गए नाइस यू आर सो प्रो मैन
इंफोर्नो नाइटो ट्रेन
भाई क्या
लॉन्ग
Yes. You think you can kill us? No. No. Throw it back.
A shot. Nice.
You will not die.
चल बॉट यानी नाइफ कर मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ आजा
क्या कर रहे तुम लोग
क्या कह रहा है इजी
Roger.
सामूहिक बलात्कार।
जय बात।
सामूहिक बलात्कार।
लास्ट गेम में फिर जीजी।
Watch out. These boys have got a bit of an arsenal and they don't mind using it. Roger that. Negative. I planted the bomb. Affirmative. Throw in smoke. Grenade!
किधर है उसको मानो।
Let's go. Our guns shall bring us victory. Grenade!
यूनिवर्सिटी
सही है मोदी।
That's a negative. These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning.
बहुत बढ़िया अचीव।
भाई फ्री फायर मार रहा है भोसले का।
बहुत बढ़िया। कौन? ग्रेवियर बहुत बढ़िया। बनाना चलो। नेट डालता हूँ गाइस।
Throwing a grenade.
सैड यार।
कौन किधर है दिख नहीं रहा मेरे को।
शिवा
Come on, chop chop.
बहुत बढ़िया।
Grenade out.
कूदो कूदो कूदो।
कर दिया।
Let's test this dog, Sanison. I am throwing a grenade.
वाह भाई मौली देखा इसकी।
You, my friend.
बिठा रहे मल्टीपल।
उधर ही रह, डर मत मैं हूँ।
Yes.
मार दे।
अरे फक ऊपर आ गया। बहुत बढ़िया शॉट। अरे टेररिस्ट वेन हो गया।
We must move. Flashbang! Smoke!
बिठा रहे।
आ गए भाई मिड आ गए आ रहे नहीं।
मैं पूरा स्मोक हूँ।
Let us be quick.
upper है library
मैं लाइब्रेरी देखता हूँ आप लोग लाइब्रेरी मॉडल डाल दे दो फ्लैश भी डाल दे डाल एक है लेफ्ट में बहुत बढ़िया दो
दो
ओए यार
Let's make this right as rain.
यानी आगे भी करना बोल रहा हूँ फ्लैग दे और मेरा एचपी नहीं जाओ अरे इसकी माँ की क्या मॉली था वो मॉली फेल है यार डिफ्यूज मिड जूम लगा मिड जूम जल्दी का
देख रहा हूँ
उधर गया
Grenade out. Roger. Smoke.
Under.
मर गया
Throwing flashbang. No sir. Move. Let's go.
और मैं डाल गया
Come on, chop chop.
अबे आज पीछे नाइस
Go. Let's go, fellas. Throwing fire. Roger that.
साइड पर
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Roger that. Deploying flashbang. Grenade out.
भाई ये पीछे खड़ा था सेकंड मिड साउंड कर रहा था
Are we rushing in or are we going sneaky beaky like?
अबे बी है बेंचर चलो
अबे इतने सारे आ गए एकदम से
Let's go. Move it, son.
पता नहीं
Incendiary out.
ढेर स्मोक में
क्या कर रहे हो? ऊपर है, ऊपर वो ऊपर है, ऊपर चढ़ के बैठा है बॉक्स के ऊपर।
Let's go. I am throwing a grenade. Smoke. Be safe, my friends. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Terrorists win. Let's go. Throwing a flashbang.
Almost everyone banana. Almost everyone. 3 banana. 3 banana. Boost le.
Terrorists win. Ready? No. Bomb has been planted. May we receive smoke. I am throwing a flashbang. Grenade! Terrorists win. I am setting the bomb. We must move.
Move.
Throwing a flashbang.
ये बनाने से आगे
Last banana.
सब मिस कर दिया मैंने।
Let's go.
मिड से 2 आगे।
Terrorists win. Has been planted. Let's go. Throwing fire.
अबे
Throwing smoke.
मिड ऊपर है।
Flashbang. I am throwing smoke. Terrorists win.
मजे ले लेके मार रहे हैं यानी हाँ।
I am planting the bomb. Affirmative. Molotov.
अरे -85 ये -85 था वो। साइट आ रहा है -85। बहुत बढ़िया। मिड स्मोक कर देता हूँ।
Let us be quick. Throwing fire. I am throwing a grenade.
मिड आ रहा है एग्रेसिव। Take it. अब तो डस्ट ही बचा तो उससे
Move, my friends. Correct. Yes, agreed. No, my friend. I am planting the bomb. Negative.
चमकीली चूतर कट के कैसा लगा? तो वही है। हाँ कैसा लगा?
हाँ वही है मरना नहीं भाई।
I told you these are our hands setting the bomb. Let's fist it, those Allison. Molotov. Throw in
Get it, let it.
These men are ours. My soul overcome. No, my friend. Planting. Has been planted. Move it, move it. I am throwing smoke. Come back with me, my little friend. Terrorists win. I am planting the bomb. Forward.
ओए यार
आधा के लास्ट
यार सोने जा रहा हूँ मैं
डस्टो है डस्टो होना चाहिए भाई बचा है
कॉबल है नेक्स्ट मैप मैं नहीं खेल एक चल खेल
चल फिर
लास्ट मैप यार
चल खेलते पावन
लास्ट
Let's move out.
बंदे भी चलेगा यार है तो 8 बजे
आउट पाएगा
देखते हैं यन्नी भाई से भी अन्नी भाई अकेले बचे भाई ऐसे कैसे बढ़िया खेलता भाई
Counter-terrorists win. Bomb has been lock and load. I'm defusing the bomb. Defused. Terrorists win. I'm planted. Bomb has been planted. Let's go, let's go. Bomb has been defused. Bomb has been planted. Let's go. Deploying flashbang. Laying down smoke. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Let's go, people! Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Go, go, go! Flashbang. Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted. Allons-y. Terrorists win. Activating the bomb. Let's go, my brothers. Throwing fire. Throwing the flashbang. Terrorists win. I'm planted. Bomb has been planted. Foot rock. Grenade out. Flashbang.
Can go hard long.